Hey everyone, it's Feli from Floxies, and this is Webflow Navigation lesson number 2. So I'm gonna start with our basic navigation and just add on more functions to it. So for today's lesson, the plan is to use interactions and also use a bit of custom CSS. The first thing I'm gonna do is to add a drop down to nav menu. So as usual, Command E, drop down, and I'm just gonna place the drop down here, and I'm gonna name it social. So I will try to have the same styling as the other links. And then next, I am going to style the content of the drop down. What you do is you go to the settings and then you click on show, and then you'll see the content of the drop down. But what I want to do is have the drop down list to extend side by side. Okay, I'm just gonna name the class here drop down list, and then we want, so this navigation is always, the position is always fixed. So the easiest thing to do is just have the drop down list position fixed as well, and then click on the top, and then you add 90 pixels for top padding, top position. So 90 pixels is the same height of this navigation. And then I'm just gonna change content of the drop down list. So Command E, grid, change the columns to 3, and then delete the extra rows here. Here I'll just delete here, and then maybe add 25 pixels. Change the background color similar to the navigation, and then I want to add a link block with image and text. So I'm just gonna style it here. I'm gonna name it social wrap, change it to flex, align center, maybe 20 pixels, have the color of the text to be white. I don't want any underline of the text here. So the image, I'm just gonna name it image icon, social icon. Okay, and have the max height of maybe 60. So I'm gonna add a icon here, and then put Facebook. Maybe I'll justify the element to be centered, add a bit more, have some padding, 10 pixels. I want to do now is to have a bit of CSS interaction styling. So I'm just gonna click here as usual, click on the hover. So I'm gonna start with a box shadow. Box shadow is gonna be white. Distance is gonna be 9, blur 0. Here might be 130. So I want the block link to look like this when it's hovered. We hide it first, and then it is hovered. The distance is gonna be 9. oops, here 130. 130. Okay, here you have the styling effect, but the transition is not too smooth, so we're just gonna add a transition here. 350. Okay, looks, the transition is improved. And then what I'm going to do is, as you hover, the position y-axis is gonna be, will move upward. So here it kind of looks like a button sticking out, and maybe I want to change the background color as well, maybe to purple. Okay. Okay. And then I'm just gonna check on the responsiveness quickly. Just fix that. Click on, instead of drop down toggle, click on drop down. So I'm just gonna name here drop down. And then width is 100 pixels. I think they have a padding 20 pixels. Okay, just gonna click on the drop down toggle instead. That looks better. Add a 10 pixel at the bottom here. So click on the drop down, settings, and show. It's a bit weird, it overlaps here because the position is fixed, so we're just gonna change it to relative. So I'm going to change the position here to relative, and then remove the padding so it looks okay. Then just check across the screen size. So I'm just going to change the grid here. So remove the columns, then maybe have it on left align. Okay, maybe no. Click on social wrap and then justify to left. Maybe I'll just change the padding here 15 and make a smaller icon. Okay, now we're just gonna continue with the interaction for the drop down. So I'm just gonna click on this drop down element here and then click on the interaction, and then press on this plus icon and you'll see the drop down opens. So click that and then start an animation, and then just click this add an animation button. So I'm just gonna name it drop down here, and then click on the plus icon. So what I want is when the drop down is open, the background is gonna change color. So I'm just gonna click on this background color and change the target to the nav bar, and then change it to maybe purple, dark purple, so something like this, and then maybe change the easing to out quad. So now that's done. I'm just gonna duplicate this because I want the color of the drop down to change as well. So if I for example here, only here this part is changing but not here, but I want that to change as well. So duplicate, you can change target, and then I'm gonna click on the drop down list. So I'm just gonna drag here, and other than that, I also want this icon to rotate. So click here, you want rotate and change target click on the icon. Okay, other than that, I also want the border to have white underline when it's open. So click, okay, sorry, drop down, click plus here, and then border color, just change to white, and same easing is out quad. Let's see. Okay, maybe it's target it differently. Okay, here, so you can see it now. Okay. So yeah, that looks good. Oh, yeah. Now the only thing we need to do is when it's closed, the element will the styling will revert back. So what I usually do is just click on this menu, closes, start animation. I usually just duplicate it so it's easier. I'm just gonna name it close. And then the background color, I'm gonna change it, border color 0, rotate this 0. Okay, now what happened is it will revert back to its original styling. Here, see, yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna check the interaction on tablet. So here, okay, it seemed a bit off. So what we want to do is to have this background purple as well. Now what you can do is to create another interaction for tablet and below, but what I would do is, since it's just one element that I need to add, the easiest thing to do is just reuse this first animation, first interaction, and then kinda duplicate this, change the target to drop down list, drag here, and then do the same with when it closes. So duplicate, change target, drop down list, and then let's try. So here it's open. Oof, okay, not drop down list, I'm sorry, it's the nav menu. Change target, nav menu. Just have to try again here. Okay, looks good. Then kind of check throughout the screen. Okay, everything looks good. So one thing that I noticed, right, if after I open the drop down, the interaction is over. Interaction is not there anymore, the hover interaction. This is due to interaction, for the drop down interaction. So what I usually do is I'll use a bit of custom code to solve that problem. So embed code here, and then just style with close bracket, close tag style, and then so we have the drop down toggle is the one that have the interactions. So we use period here to indicate that it's a class here, and then close bracket, and then I'm gonna type in border bottom color, which is the color white, and I'm just gonna mark it important. So even though it's override by the interaction, which is actually JavaScript, this thing will gonna be prioritized first because you put this as important. So there, and then I'm gonna add the transition as well, which is yeah, so here, save. Now you can see this, but we want it only when it's hover. Here just gonna add hover, hover. So here, okay, even when it's still there. Yeah, that's it for lesson number 2. Let me know if you have any questions. If you like the video, subscribe and comment and give us a thumbs up. Also, I'll be doing a catch-up session this Thursday. Look out for the event in Floxies Discord, and if you have any question, just let me know. Thanks.